Welcome to the Introducing and Demonstrating Power Bases online learning module. In this module, you'll view some short video examples that cover not only how to introduce a power base to guests, but also how to effectively demonstrate one. There are numerous lifestyle benefits to purchasing a power base. Some of those benefits include that the bed can be positioned for daily activities like reading, watching television, working, and eating. It provides comfort and relaxation. Elevating the upper body makes it easier to breathe and relieves head congestion. Elevating the legs alleviates lower back pain and improves circulation. And massage relieves muscle tension and rests the mind from stress and anxiety. Letting guests know about these benefits is a great way to introduce power bases. Let's take a look at one example of how that can be done.
With that being said, and I know you like this one, have either of you ever tried an adjustable base or a power base?
I don't know what that is.
What's that?
Okay, have you ever seen on TV kind of commercials and things like that where you'll see someone reading in bed with their head lifted and there's not 8 pillows propped behind them?
Yeah, aren't those hospital beds?
Actually, the one you're on right now has an adjustable base. So you didn't see any difference to it, very clean style cut. You should know the difference because when we pick out your bed frame, it's going to cover the whole thing. But definitely very clean, very smooth, not a hospital bed at all.
Once you've introduced the concept of a power base to guests, the next step is to get them on one so you can demonstrate the features and benefits. To effectively demonstrate a power base, there are a few simple guidelines to follow. Ask the guest to lie back on the mattress and move to the opposite corner of the base to begin the demonstration. Explain that you're going to raise the guest's feet first. Ask the guest to let you know when it feels like the most pressure has been relieved on the lower back so you can stop. Then explain that you're going to raise the guest's upper body and ask the guest to let you know when it feels most comfortable and easiest to breathe so you can stop. Be sure to point out how relaxed the guest's feet, knees, hips, lower back, and shoulders feel and how easy it is to breathe. While the guest is enjoying the experience, explain the benefits of owning a power base. Then explain that you're going to return the base to the flat position, and once lowered, ask the guest which position felt better, reclined or flat. When you put it all together, it can look something like this.
So the first step actually is we're going to start by lifting your feet. I'm going to lift it so far and I'll ask you if it's comfortable and we'll go from there, okay? So you can tell that the motor is pretty quiet. It's not something that's going to disturb you. It'll be a very low noise level.
That feels pretty good.
Okay, perfect. So the next step is, did you feel the pressure start to alleviate off your lower back?
Yeah, I really felt it in my hips and stuff.
Oh, good. That's the science behind it. So a lot of times it takes the mattress that you loved and makes it even better. So now we'll lift your head and kind of open up those airways, okay? Just let me know when it's comfortable.
That feels good.
Okay, perfect. So the nice thing with that is you were comfortable before on a plush, but how much better does this feel now?
My back, I don't feel any pain at all anymore.
Good. Yeah, I know one of the concerns you expressed was back pain, so this is a great...
Well, usually I cross my feet all the time, but you told me not to do that anymore. So I don't feel like I have to cross my feet anymore to get my hips to be comfortable.
Oh, good. Glad to hear it. So with that, I always like to let people know, I know the first time I actually tested a power base, I usually don't have any back problems sleeping, so I didn't have a huge, it felt comfortable, but when it really made a difference for me is when you lay back flat. It's a huge contrast. So we're going to try that right now so you can see how much of a difference it makes for you.
Oh yeah, that's not comfortable at
Is
all
that
anymore.
like a world apart?
No.
And you were comfortable before.
Right. No, this isn't as comfortable anymore.
Okay.
It's still better than my bed at home, but it's kind of a disappointment now.
Isn't it funny? Great. So yeah, we can definitely look into power bases and pricing that out for you for the mattress options. Cool.
Conducting a power base demonstration with a couple is no different. Let's take a look at one way to go about it.
So what we'll actually do is we'll try it out for you guys. I would recommend for you, Rob, I know you're a side sleeper, it's going to feel a little bit better on the back.
Okay.
Okay? And I think a lot of people switch their side to help alleviate pressure. This actually is going to do it for you. So the first step actually is going to be lifting your feet. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Just let me know when it takes that pressure off your lower back, okay?
That's pretty good.
This feels good for you. Feels
Okay.
good for me.
Perfect. And then we're just going to take it up a little bit more just for extra comfort, okay? Perfect. So the next step is, did you guys kind of feel the pressure lift off your lower back?
Yeah, my back doesn't hurt as much and my hips don't hurt.
Good. That's definitely the idea and science behind that. Now we're going to lift your head. With lifting your head, you get quite a few benefits. It's going to open your airways. It's going to help alleviate some of that snoring, Mr. Johnson. It also is going to help with acid reflux. For women, it's great for breastfeeding. If you like to read in bed, you're not going to prop 8 pillows just to be comfortable, as well as if you guys watch TV and things before night. So next we'll go ahead and lift the head and you can feel that difference. And just let me know when it's comfortable. Rob saying yes, are you saying yes?
Feels
That feels
good.
good.
Okay, perfect. Want to make sure couples are on the same page. All right, so how does this feel different than what you originally just did? I know you liked the mattress originally. How much better does this feel?
I feel like I can breathe easier.
Okay,
Yeah, this is
Right.
pretty nice.
great. Perfect. Well, I'm glad you can kind of feel the contouring support and benefits and things like that. We're really excited about these lifestyle bases, and we're having a lot of people very much enjoy them. So now that you kind of can feel how all the contouring support feels, for me, the first time I tried one, I don't really have any back problems. I didn't notice, I was still comfortable, but I didn't see the huge difference until they laid me back flat, and I was like, this is how I normally sleep. This is terrible. So what I'm going to do for you is actually lay you back flat, and so you can see the difference, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we're back flat. Do you feel a difference?
Oh, that's not comfortable at
Yeah,
all.
this isn't very good.
Isn't that so funny? And you were comfortable
No,
before.
I don't
so-
like this as much.
Perfect. So we definitely, I think a lifestyle base would be a great choice for you. So we'll look at that as well as the mattress that we found too.